What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to the Science of Golf Performance here at Par for Success. I'm Alex, again, the director here of Performance. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Helps us get all this information out there so we can help people even more. So today what we're going to be doing is talking about nutrition on the course, a good diet on the course during play. I'm going to start with going over the 3 macronutrients kind of briefly. So we have our 3 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So protein, carbohydrates, let's put carbs, and fats. So 3 macronutrients, what foods are comprised of, all have a place when it comes to our nutrition. For our performance, they help in different ways. So protein being number 1, this is obviously like our building block. We think of like building muscles, building tissue, necessity to life. It's going to help drive recovery when it comes to performance. This definitely matters when it comes to your golf game, so that we're recovering in between our gym sessions and our golf sessions. Number 2, carbohydrates. That is our main fuel source when it comes to something like the golf swing. Okay, you want to stay fast, you want to keep the distance high. Carbohydrates, think as your main fuel, your body's main source of fuel when it comes to those things. And then fats, also a necessity to our lives. It's going to help with hormonal function, also helps keep us satiated, helps with the low intensity exercise. So just walking 18 holes, or even just walking hole to hole or to the cart to the hole, it's still going to help with that type of energy. So low intensity exercises. So they all have our place when you're out there playing golf. And what I want to do is kind of break it down hole by hole, or a bunch of holes together. What should you be eating? What should be comprised of these 3? Okay. So let's start with holes 1 through 5. Okay, so think you're just getting out there, you're just getting started. You're teeing off 1, you should have had a substantial breakfast, including some proteins, carbs, and fats. Maybe all 3. So maybe that includes some, an omelet, some eggs with some vegetables, piece of fruit on the side. Carbohydrates will be the fruit. Protein, you got your eggs. Fats, there's some fats in the egg yolks. This is a great way to start off the day to a long day of golf, okay? So think holes 1 through 5 before, we'll actually go 0 to 5. Protein, carbs. That just means you need a little bit of protein, carbs, and fats, right? So breakfast should hold you over through the first 4 to 5 holes. Now when we get to, we'll go 6, 7, and 8, right? So this is the time where you probably want to think about throwing in a snack, having something little. You might be dipping on energy a little bit. So what you want to focus on here is getting some protein, carbohydrates, maybe a small amount of fat. You don't want to drive fats too high. It can make you feel a little bit sluggish. Carbohydrates, again, are going to be that main driver to your energy and your swing, keeping power output high. So what I'm going to put here is protein and carbs, okay? And we'll actually put low fat, okay? So for this, you can think about like a turkey sandwich, you got lean protein with some carbohydrates from the bread. You can do like hard-boiled eggs, protein, a little bit of fat. Think of like a granola bar that has carbohydrates, maybe a little bit of protein in there, low fat. So those are some options in the middle of your round here, like holes 6 to 8, okay? So we'll go to holes 9 to 11 here. So next 3 holes, think about if you eat something every 2 to 3 holes, that's really going to help you kind of sustain energy, so you're not fatiguing in the middle of the hole 9. So we want to keep everyone's a little bit different, but every 3 holes or so, incorporate something into your routine there. And this will be the same thing, something with protein, carbohydrates, very low fat. Put that protein, carbs, low fat. What I want to emphasize here is the carbohydrate source should be, people say low glycemic. You don't want anything too sugary, anything that's going to get you really like spike your blood sugar, make you really like high on sugar for a little bit, and then have a crash by the time you get to hole 11. That's not helpful. So think of whole grains, things with skin like fruit, apple or an orange, some sorts of protein bars, things that have some fiber in them. None of these things will make you, spike the blood sugar too high. So think of those types of things when you're opting for carb sources. Protein stays pretty consistent throughout the whole round. So like I said, protein bars, turkey sandwiches, something with a little bit of protein definitely helps throughout the whole 18 holes there. Now 12. Where to go? 12. So holes 12 to 15, it's going to look kind of the same, okay? Again, I'm kind of just beating a dead horse here. Every 2 to 3 holes, 3 to 4 holes, depending who you are. Listen to your hunger cues, listen to your energy cues. It's going to be the same exact thing, okay? So protein, carbohydrates, and low amount of fat, okay? So same thing, turkey sandwich, even like maybe a peanut butter or jelly sandwich, but we can maximize efforts. Now, where I'm finally going to change things up are in the last few holes. So this may be 14 to 18. We're going to go 15 to 18 in this case. So 15, 16, 18. So last 3 to 4 holes, we're at the end of the launch here, right? Energy's starting to dip. I'm getting tired. I just got to get through the last few holes. This is where you can manipulate your carb sources to help kind of get that last push. So this is where you can incorporate that higher sugar, higher spiking carbohydrate source. So in this case, you can think, if you're trying to stay on the healthier side, maybe like a banana, it's higher sugar. It's going to help kind of spike that energy up for the last few holes. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich with like high sugar jelly. Again, going to help kind of spike the blood sugar, kind of power through the last few. And then for some of the kids that come in here, I honestly tell them to have some Swedish fish or some high sugar candy that they can use to their advantage in the last few holes. Just kind of, again, kind of keeping energy levels high at the end, spiking energy, spiking that blood sugar, and it's going to help them keep performance and energy high through the last few. So that's the only time I recommend candy on a nutrition diet, but when it comes to performance, it actually, you can use it as a supplement, you can use it to your benefit, something like that. Okay. So in a nutshell, proteins, carbs, fats, you want to keep them pretty consistent throughout the whole round. Every 2 to 3 holes, having a snack, 3 to 4, depending who you are. And at the end, you want to go protein and high carbohydrate. This is a way to kind of maximize your performance, help you power through those last 3 holes, get through with keeping your performance high, energy at a good level, and not dipping at any point early on. Okay. So if this is helpful to you guys, take a look at the link in the subscription below. You know, we help with all this stuff, especially in our virtual programs. We can help map you out a nutrition plan when you're out playing on the weekends, when you got a tournament, mapping that, dialing in that nutrition is going to be super important, helping with not only health and longevity in the game, but keeping performance high. Okay. Hope you guys got a lot out of this. Again, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.